Hey guys, Planner Everything here, and today I'm going to be going over how you can make this thing. Jeep JL Wranglers, there's about an 80-pound hardtop on the back of your Jeep. Now, that's great and all. Maybe if you're really, really large and you have, I actually don't know if it's possible, but I have yet to found anybody who can take this off successfully without dropping it alone. So what I did in this video is, or what I did today is I made this lift thing for the Jeep itself, or for the roof itself, and I'm gonna walk you through it. Now, this is for people who have crossbars. So for other people, I guess there are other ways to attach it, but there are also probably other videos that are better. But for my purposes, I didn't want to have a mount that had to be like there was no lifting involved. Like, nobody had to touch this. You're fine with very, very, like, you don't have to put much effort into this. So what I did was, you can see up here, I have four little pulleys, and at the bottom is where the rope crosses over. And at the top, there are those little eyelid ceiling mounts, and there are two 2x4s that go underneath the actual crossbars, and those stay in place because of these like water moving, textures on the top. So on this side, I have a ratchet strap to help me pull the rope in. And that's very useful because you will be able to put very little effort into actually getting it to come higher up. And then for me, I put cleats back here because once I do release that ratchet strap, the roof is going to kind of try to drop, because ratchet straps kind of have a all or nothing on them. They don't slowly release, at least not that one. And then on this side, I just have a cleat and a pulley. Now, pulleys are necessary. I have 6 of them. And yes, there are far, far less complicated systems for this, but all of the ones that I have seen are also going to be less or more difficult to actually do. Now, this was more difficult to set up, but it's a lot easier to actually do. A lot easier to actually pull up the roof. So the idea is that if you have this set up, you should be able to just lift this off, and this is something that was really important to me, lift off anything that was actually on these actual crossbars, because the crossbars will maybe in some cases support like a rooftop tent or something. And if you have a rooftop tent on your crossbars, you're going to want to be able to lift that up in a really easy way. And if you want to store it, what better place to store it than on the ceiling? So if you wanted to, you could just theoretically lift off the top with a rooftop tent on. Now, I'm not 100% sure if these are strong enough ropes, but as long as you have strong enough ropes, that shouldn't be a problem. So this is kind of the main idea. 4 pulleys, and then these 2x4s. Now in the front, I couldn't put one of these eyelid things. I had to go a little more crafty and I drilled like holes through the sides of the 2x4 so that I could make a little track for the rope. And the rope just kind of goes in like this and across, and I have a square knot here and a fisherman's knot over here. This is actually a different rope. This is not part of that rope. This is actually just one circle tied together with the square knot on the top. And then on either side here, that center circle is pulled by 2 different ropes that are tied on using a fisherman's knot so that you can't slide it across the rope at all. And these all tie down to a wall in the back here. And I would imagine if you didn't use a stud, you would probably take down the wall. So definitely use a stud. In all of this, by the way, not just the wall. If you didn't have a stud, oh my gosh, you'd be in an apocalyptic garage for sure. But that's kind of my setup. This side, for some reason, was easier to pull up than the other. I don't know why that is, but I did end up just putting a ratchet strap on this side. I'm probably going to do the same on that side as well, just because it makes it a lot easier. This is still extremely heavy to lift up, and it is a bit of a struggle to do this side without anyone to help you. So that's a main goal. The first thing this is going to accomplish, a really simple actual lifting off of your Jeep roof. And the second thing it's going to accomplish is, well, obviously security. And then the third is ease. When you're actually lifting it off, you don't have to put much strength into this thing. It's pretty simple, and it's pretty grab-and-go style. The setup is pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. It took, well, for you all, if anyone's trying to build it off of this, if you follow this exact thing, you won't have a problem, but I had to go through a couple of trial and error to get to this spot. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and also please share it with your friends because, you know, sharing is caring.